Are you ready to get into the battle? We have RUSY versus Guty. Guty won the coin toss. RUSY, it's on you. You already know what to do. I say the song.
I always
you say
thought it was pronounced Gucci.
In son.
Oh man. Nice. All right. Yeah, I did not expect this video to be released today. You know, I figured they'd probably finish off the solo category before they moved on to the loop station stuff, but I guess they're saving the finals for last, so they'll do the solo final, then the next day potentially the loop final. I'm not really sure, but yeah, did not expect that today, but yeah. Also, RUSY wasn't originally supposed to be here at this event. He actually lost to Inky in the fan voting, or that's just like the user voting rather, on, you know, the website. That's how they did the vote in for the live event. But again, in case you guys weren't following it too closely, I think there was some cheating going on in terms of like people making multiple accounts to vote for certain people. Nothing to do with the competitors themselves. They're not at fault there. It's just, you know, unfortunate circumstances. I guess people are using like VPNs or something to kind of bypass the multiple vote limit per IP or something. Not really sure exactly what happened there, but yeah, really happy to see RUSY here nonetheless, regardless of the circumstances. Obviously, those of you who follow me closely, you know that RUSY is my favorite loop station artist of all time. So yeah, going into this event, very surprising to see that. I didn't even realize he got through, which is crazy because I follow RUSY pretty closely, but I only found that out pretty recently, like a few weeks ago, that he was actually competing in place of Inky. So yeah, I heard this round before. he used it on a live stream. I think it was his most recent live stream. So I've heard this routine here like 10, 15 times before. So I'm very familiar with it. Ultimately, though, again, just like the solo category, there's definitely the audio is just, you know, it's not the best. It's not like unlistenable by any means. I think people pointed out that they had to turn down the bass in particular because the venue was outside and there's like a tin roof above them and it was like vibrating, I guess, and it was causing a lot of disturbances or something. So they had to turn down the bass to kind of like mitigate that. So unfortunately, the lows are definitely a little bit lower than they should be. But so yeah, that's unfortunately a thing that you have to deal with like for this entire competition, and it's definitely very notable in the official uploads here. So it is unfortunate because this version here, like watching RUSY perform it live here, it's like one-on-one. There's like he performed it perfectly from what I remember in his live streams when he did it there as well. But unfortunately, the audio is just like a little bit low. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about that too much. Nothing really you can do about it. Just complaining about it. It is what it is. So yeah, really strong start here from RUSY. Man, I guess we're just gonna have to see what Gucci came in with.
Time. With the response, Guty from Japan, it's on you. I say the sun, you say
Scott
the me,
keeps saying Guty.
Sun.
Is it Guty or is it Gucci? I swear it's Gucci, right? Yeah, you can kind of see the tin roof situation here. Yeah. Woo! All right, so yeah, Gucci there. Um, I've heard this routine many times before in the past because he's used this routine a few times in previous competitions. I think most recently I heard him use this at the Cube Volume 5, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I could be mixing stuff up here, but even before then, I've heard him use it a few times. I think like for a wild card at one point, and also in another competition. So yeah, very familiar with this one here. But you know, it's just such a powerful routine. It's just like a mainstay, and it's like kind of like set that he always uses, or just like, you know, what he uses for like competitions and whatnot. It's a very, very good solid round. So not too overly surprised that he used this, especially in like a first round. Man, though, a little bit off topic, but man, like they're doing some like panning to the crowd here, and like this is probably the most dead I've ever seen a crowd for an event of this caliber. I'm thinking a lot of these people here maybe aren't beatbox fans originally. Maybe they're just like here for like, I don't know how they got here, but I'm thinking most of the people here are not from the beatbox world. I'm thinking maybe that's what's going on. But yeah, I never seen such a dead crowd before in my life. I've seen a few of them like over the years, but man, this one's, I don't know. I don't know what the vibe was like there and live, like watching it live, but this does not seem like a beatbox crowd, which is unfortunate because this event was, I think it was like the highest paying event, right? So like it's pretty significant for like the beatbox world and like the progression of like beatbox going forward. So it's pretty surprising that the live event was kind of like the vibe and the atmosphere wasn't really what you'd want, I think, for an event of this caliber, but it is what it is. Going back to Gucci here, his first round, again, I've heard it before, but man, such a solid routine. I think I've reacted to this like twice before on my channel too, so I have like a better analysis, I think, for what I think about this routine in particular. But yeah, one thing to point out though, both RUSY and Gucci here utilize their time very, very well. You notice that the time was ticking down, pretty much on par with like when they finished their routine. The only thing, I think RUSY won the first round. That's mainly because, not because Gucci reused a round that I've heard from many times. Like ultimately, that doesn't really like matter too much unless like you overuse it in competition after competition after competition and high caliber ones. But Gucci had a long time to build up there, and RUSY was rather quick. And other than that, both their structure was like amazing. Their mixing both was pretty good, and they also both utilized their time flawlessly, to the point where like it's pretty crazy how accurately they timed their rounds there. Pretty much to the last 3 seconds. It was the last 3 seconds of the routine, like perfectly. They didn't have the cutoff, didn't have to speed up at all. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, I think. So yeah, I think RUSY won the first round here, only because Gucci took a long time to build up to his eventual, you know, to get to the point. But yeah, nothing really much else for me to say there. So let's move on to the second rounds.
Round number 2. Back to you, RUSY. You know what to do. I say the son, you say the knee in the Ichi crowd. Son!
my fate, recreate, changing my fate, recreate, changing my fate, recreate, changing my fate, resonate. Changing my fate. Changing my fate. Changing my fate. Changing my fate.
Nice. All right, so we got a crazy round here from RUSY. I have not heard this routine from him before. I'm not sure if this is the first time he's ever performed that. It's super satisfying. You know, the very first like minute or so, it reminded me a lot of a round that I heard very recently from another another current Japanese looper. His name is Mahiro. I think the track is named Paralyzer or Parasiter or something like that. It was a seeding round for the Japanese Loop Station Championships of 2023. And yeah, it reminded me a lot of that same kind of vibe, that underlying bass, very similar in structure to that. Not sure if there's some influence or just coincidence. Not sure exactly when RUSY actually developed this routine in particular. Maybe it was just for this competition, or something he had on the backtrack for a little while, waiting to like kind of use it for a battle of this caliber. So yeah, that's a very good solid battle round, very super satisfying. That second drop, man, this is why I love RUSY, man, because you don't really see what's coming. Like, you look at that drop and you hear like everything that came before it, you would not expect something like that, so out of left field, but fit so perfectly well, you know. But again, man, I need to hear like a mastered version of this, because man, this audio does not give this competition and what these competitors are doing justice. It's such an unfortunate circumstance, man. And it's just, I had to bring it up every time because it's so jarring at times. It is what it is, though. Yeah, I really enjoyed that round from RUSY. Yeah, it's just killer round. It's funny when I was complaining about the crowd, right, in the round before, but now, like, when you go through this round, that they're just like cherry picking little areas of the crowd where people are actually like actively vibing with the music. But you can also see in the background that everyone is kind of like stone faced, just like staring, not moving at all. So different crowds, man. Maybe it's just like where they are, people react to music differently. Like, people were kind of saying that the most recent Grand Beatbox battle in Japan, the Japanese crowd were very similar. Like, they only really reacted when like something like very eventful was kind of happening, like drops and whatnot. But they're also very vocal at the same time too. So, yeah, different crowd, I guess, because the GBB crowd was also mainly beatbox related. I'm thinking this crowd here is just not from the beatbox community, just like locals or something potentially. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to Gucci's final round here.
I'm switching on back. Guty, it is on you. Making sure that we get
Guty,
that sound
guys.
to come
It's
through.
Guty.
G! Guty, I say the sun, you say the knee and the H. Let's get it in the sun.
Okay. I've heard this round too.
Time.
All right, so we got Gucci's second round here. Again, this is another round I've heard from Gucci. He actually just used this. I know for sure, 100% sure, he used this at the most recent Cube Volume 5 event in Japan. I think it happened over the summer. Which also is funny enough, RUSY was also at that competition judging, and I know that he had a strong reaction to this round, so it's pretty interesting to see Gucci use this round that RUSY clearly, visibly enjoyed a lot against him in a battle here. So that's pretty interesting. But again, this is another round that I heard him use at competition before. You know, like my stance to like reusing stuff, I kind of said it before, but I think it's okay for the most part. But if you kind of like constantly reuse stuff, which I think like, I don't want to say Gucci's like constantly reusing stuff, but I think he's approaching that, you know what I mean? So I think it would have fared better for him to come in here with at least one new round rather than reusing 2 rounds that we heard from him in previous competitions. They're very powerful rounds, very strong rounds, very good battle rounds, don't get me wrong. I think you can arguably say that like when you look at Gucci's second round here, just as like whole mixing, especially in like the sound design, was definitely superior to RUSY's second round, I think. But that I still, with that being said, you know, I think me hearing him use this in previous competitions kind of takes away some points for me, for sure. Just because of that, I think I'd have to give this battle to RUSY overall, because both the RUSY's rounds were fresh and new. I did hear his first round before, but he's never used that first round in a competition like this before. This is the first time him using it to compete against somebody, and his second round was brand new like I'm 99% sure his second round is brand new. So I had to give this battle to RUSY. They were both very, very strong. If I didn't hear those rounds from Gucci before, and if he hasn't used them before, like he premiered them here for the first time, I think the battle would have been a lot closer and potentially maybe could have leaned towards Gucci. But I think RUSY was very powerful here as well. He matched the energy of Gucci fairly well, and he was also very powerful in the battle itself. So I'd have to give this battle to RUSY. Yeah, other than that, let's just see what the judges said.
Rusy, I need you up here. Guty, I need you up here.
Also, I think like during Gucci's second round there, like last 30 seconds when he did like the pacing switch up, like initially that very first second, I sounded like maybe he messed up, but I don't think that was the case because like you watched Songjae's reaction there. I think he thought the same thing. Like, did he just like screw up terribly or something? Because it was pretty like abrupt, like glitchy sound. So yeah, that was pretty funny.
To our judging panel, judges with the props, good sportsmanship behind me. When we go to the judges in front of me, this side for Guty, this side for Rusy. Moving on to the finals, Beatland.
I think it's probably like a 4-1 Rusy.
I say the three
I wouldn't be
crowd.
surprised
Y'all
if it's
say the
5-0
two of the
though.
one. Judges in 3, 2, 1. Give it up for Rusy.
5-0 for Rusy. Yeah, so not too surprised there. I'm not sure how familiar the judges are with Gucci. I seen Rhythmine up there, so I figured maybe like he's a little bit closer to the loop station scene than the other guys up there. I'm most certain of that because, you know, Rhythmine is former Grand Beatbox Battle champion, just also judged for the loop station category at the Grand Beatbox Battle. So I know he's very well versed in not just his own loop station craft, but everyone else's like in the community. So not sure how familiar everyone else is with Gucci. If they had the kind of same opinions of me, like I know he's very, very talented, but I think that he needed to come in here with something new. At least like one of his rounds. Like again, like it's okay to reuse stuff, but you can't at the same time just come in with stuff that everyone heard from in the past, right? Like regardless of how good the rounds are, like they're very, very powerful. They're very top tier, like battle rounds especially. But not everyone, I've heard them before. I'm assuming Rhythmine heard them before. I'm not sure again how familiar the other guys are with Gucci, but yeah. Other than that, like again, like I don't know how close it would have been if he used like newer stuff, right? So it's hard to say without it actually like happening. So anyway, I give it the Rusy regardless. Again, I just thought he was very powerful. So and very yeah, that second round was absolutely crazy. Also that first round was yeah, I just love Rusy style. So great. So nothing much else for me to say. Again, some unfortunate circumstances with this event, I think is very apparent in the solos, and now going into the loop station, everything is just kind of like carrying over. I was kind of expecting that, but at the same time, it's just like, it's so jarring every single time. But anyway, sick battle nonetheless, very great battle. I think next up, who do we have next? I can't remember who's on the other side. Oh yeah, Duncan, obviously. I can't remember who he battles though. I'm sure it'll come to me after. But yeah, it'll be Duncan versus somebody in the next battle. And then we'll see Rusy in the finals. So if you guys enjoyed what you heard here, links in the description to the original video. Go check out Beatland. Links in the description to their channel as well. Go leave them a sub if you enjoyed what you heard from them. If you like what you heard from me, leave a like on this video, sub to my channel, check out my Discord channel, links in the description to that. And I'll see you guys in the next Beatbox reaction video.